Well, you won't believe what the national broadcaster is up to now. Well, maybe you will. The ABC has come under fire for a new show focusing on racist attitudes among primary school children. The series forces 9 to 11-year-old students to focus on questions of race and privilege. Here's a brief look at the school that tried to end racism.
I've read some books and things like that, and I know that white-skinned people, they can still be more respected than other skinned people, and it makes me uncomfortable.
What does it mean to you to be white?
I don't really know what to say.
Of course they don't. Those kids are in primary school. Whoever commissioned and approved this series needs to go big time. Bella de Brera is with the Institute of Public Affairs and she joins me now. Thank you for your time, Bella.
Thanks, Chris.
Explain to us what the intention was with these sessions, because I don't get it and neither do the kids, obviously.
No, the children don't get it because they're 9 and they don't see colour. This programme is truly terrible, and it's based on a programme that the same idea that was aired in England a year ago. And the whole idea is to uncover what they call unconscious bias and white privilege that is apparently rampant in our schools. And the entire premise of the program is fundamentally flawed, because it basically says that the only thing that dictates whether we're successful in life is the color of our skin. And of course, this is something that we have absolutely no control over. The blurb for the show basically says that it will give children the tools to identify racial bias and make positive change. But I would argue that primary school children need the tools. The tools they need are how to read and write and how to socialize with their peers. And this is doing the opposite. A peer is someone who is on equal footing with you. By telling the children that there is a massive difference between how you are, whether you're privileged or not, depending on the color of your skin, is basically saying you are not on equal footing with your peers. So they're not even being taught how to socialize properly. It's actually damaging and it's divisive, and it's typical of the ABC, which is just totally obsessed with identity politics.
The CEO of the ABC seriously needs to be called into the minister's office and berated for this. This is outrageous. Where is the data showing all of us that at 8 and 9 years of age, our primary school kids in Australia are racially out of control?
Well, there is no data at all, and that's the problem. It's an obsession that the ABC has with race, that a lot of the elite in universities have with race, and they're determined to push this agenda on school children. And I think, the ABC is determined to berate Australians continuously with this idea that we're all racist. And I think it's lost the plot, and I think it needs to be privatised.
Yeah, you're not alone on that theory. Just tell me, if you were going to go about raising these issues, if it was the right thing to do, wouldn't you do it in senior high school, if at all?
Well, they are doing it in senior high school. It's not just, primary school students. When you look at the national curriculum, it's embedded very deeply into nearly every single subject. This idea that white privilege exists, which is a total lie. It's not something that should be being imposed on children. It's indoctrination, and the New South Wales government is very guilty of this. I've been talking recently about the fact that there's 12 or 14 websites that it's been listing, which is basically telling children that there's a huge problem with racism, and it's just wrong and it needs to be called out.
I'm so glad you got an opportunity to call it out, because it is totally outrageous. And of all the crimes committed by the ABC in 2021, this is on top of the list. Bella, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Dear, oh dear.